Welcome to McDiarmid Park for Scotland's last Euro 19 qualifier of this calendar year. It's a good evening from me, Luke Shanley, and if you look at the last game against Latvia, Scotland scored a late penalty on Friday night but to salvage a draw, but that only tells half of the story. We had a floodlight failure, a late goal for Latvia at the end of the first half, a red card as well, and a soft award of a penalty for Scotland in injury time. We weren't complaining though. I'm joined here by the Scottish FA's Kenny Miller. And Kenny, we're ending the calendar year. How important is it that Scotland get the win given the way the group stands?
I just hope whatever we say tonight doesn't upset Charlie Adam too much, but that's another story. Obviously the boys want to end on a high. There was disappointment, I think, and frustration more than anything within the group on Friday night. I mean, they took care of Latvia with relative ease in the away game on a difficult pitch in horrible weather conditions, so there was a real hope they would get the job done here. In the end, they battled well for a point. Obviously they're looking to get one over in Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine, the visitors tonight. The fans are here at McDiarmid Park. They will be looking to bounce back from their result at the end of the week there. And as you can see, the league table, if Scotland can get a win tonight, they will move into second place ahead of the Dutch, but a win for Ukraine and they will leapfrog Scotland and go level on points with the Netherlands. Kenny, your thoughts on the start for Scotland so far?
It's tight. I think maybe the drop points in Latvia maybe negated some of the credit from the home win over the Netherlands, but England looked the most impressive team in the group. That was obvious from the game down in Middlesbrough, but I genuinely don't think there's much in it at all between the Netherlands and Scotland. It sounds a bit daft to say that, going on pedigree and reputation, but the game in Paisley, the win, Scotland were by far the better team on the night, technically, tactically, in terms of effort. So nothing to fear there for the rest of the campaign.
Well, the fixtures to come tonight, and obviously in the 2018, it's a double header against Andorra after this evening. Are we being too optimistic in saying 9 points and you're well in with a shout, given everyone else will take points of each other? I mean, Andorra, they lost 6-0 to Ukraine, 8-0 to the Netherlands. They did only lose 1-0 to England though, so we can't take anything for granted. But how key now do you look at it with the fixtures and the start Scotland have had?
Am I allowed to say there's no easy games in international football? Is that one cliche too far? Obviously they'll go in looking for the full 6 points from the two games against Andorra, but I think as we saw here on Friday night, game's not played on paper, it's played out on the pitch, and Scotland won't be getting ahead of themselves. Scott Gemmill leaves nothing to chance, so there'll be no assumptions within the group.
How do you think he assessed Friday night against Latvia then? How do you think that was points dropped, or was it a point gain given the manner Scotland got the goal?
Well, here's another cliche, game of two halves. I think there was frustration in the manner, the way they lost the goal. There were maybe three separate opportunities to clear the ball, but I know they were delighted with the response in the second half. I think the attempts on goal were some in the 20s. There was real penetration on either flank. The ball just wouldn't drop for them, and then to be fair, they forced some might say lucky leveller, but they did have it coming. So yeah, game of two halves. I think the positive is the way that the players didn't panic and they kept pressing for the equaliser.
They did nearly score right after they equalised as well. It could have been a real smashing grab in the end for Scotland, the way the game panned out. But for Ukraine, they have managed a draw against Latvia on the opening day themselves. Then they thumped Andorra 6-0, a 1-1 draw with the Dutch. They lost 2-0 to England, but looking at the highlights of that one, they did have chances when they were 1-0 down, and it was an own goal that clinched it for England. So I guess that they are a threat tonight, that's for sure.
I think they've got players from Shakhtar and Manchester City. You do your research, you'll know more than me, but certainly no mugs. I think one of them's already played for Manchester City this season. That was the talk amongst the Scotland boys. So listen, they're clued up, they know what they're coming up against. There'll be no surprises from the Ukrainian end.
If Scotland are wanting to qualify for tournaments, then they're going to have to beat quality opposition though.
Absolutely, and I think it helps that they've managed to get a win on the road. That gave them confidence. If they can take care of the home games, then that's obviously half the battle.
Well, the teams take the field, and Scotland will be looking to do something they failed to manage in the last campaign, and that is beat Ukraine. The teams fought out an entertaining 2-2 draw in Paisley before Ukraine thumped Scotland 4-0 in Kiev last year. But this is a new group under Scott Gemmill, and they will have a point to prove. Before the match gets underway, we will have the national anthems.
Teams will now line up, and please ask you to respect the national anthem. First for the visitors this evening, Ukraine. And now for Scotland, the flower of Scotland.
Scott Gemmill makes two changes to the team from Friday's draw with Latvia. John Souttar has concussion and is replaced by Rangers' Robbie McCrory. Dominic Thomas comes in, Scott Wright is on the bench. Ryan Fulton, Greg Taylor, Scott McKenna, Chris Cadden and Lewis Morgan have started every game of the campaign so far. Alongside Cadden, Ollie McBurney started in Kiev in the 4-0 defeat in the last campaign. Alexander Halovko makes four changes to the team that lost 2-0 to England in Kiev last week. Alexander Osman drops out while Oleksiy Gutsalak, Vladimir Shepolev and Stanislav Belenki drop to the bench. Maya Kola Matyavenko, Alexander Pikhalinok, Andriy Boryachuk and Artem Bezedin come in. Boryachuk and Bezedin scored 3 of Ukraine's 4 goals against Scotland in Kiev last year. Tonight's officials are from Lithuania. The referee is Donatas Ramsas. Stevie Mallon, he's not played for Barnsley yet this season, but he's certainly made an impact for the Scotland Under-21s, scoring against the Dutch on the opening match. Well, Ukraine know if they can win tonight, they go level on points with the Dutch. There's an experienced looking lineup in terms of the teams they play for back home, with Dynamo Kiev, Dnipropetrovsk and Shakhtar Donetsk all represented. Well, Kenny, you've looked at the teams. What's your thoughts for that Scotland lineup with the two changes?
I'm disappointed for John Souttar. Spoke to him yesterday just to find out how he was getting on. He doesn't remember too much about the game. I think the boys told him they won 4-0 and they played very well. But plays for Ross McCrory, big chance for him. Saw a few people saying that Scott Gemmill was slow to pick him, which I find hard to get my head around. Scott Gemmill's worked with Ross McCrory since he was 15 years old, been one of his biggest defenders, one of his biggest promoters, so I've no doubt that Ross will slot in for him tonight.
Well, Ukraine get us underway here in Perth, and they have a team that can boast players playing with Manchester City. They also have a man who was on the bench in the Europa League final a couple of years ago for Dnipropetrovsk, as Malin looks to pick up there, and he's won an early free kick for Scotland. He'll be looking to cause some trouble tonight for the Ukrainians. Taylor to take, looking for McBurney. He gets the flick on, with the ball all the way back to the goalkeeper, Andrei Linin.
Okay, Ollie McBurney was very self-critical after his performance on Friday night, but there's two sides to his game. Even when it doesn't come off for him on the ball, always thinks he puts himself about off it. He did a lot to help the team get back into the game.
Kovalenko. Zinchenko. And here's Bezadin. Ukraine looking for something early. Opportunity to get the ball in two. That was poor, the cutback. Morgan. It's a chance to play it upfield for Scotland. What did you make of Scotland last night when they were last week when they were playing against Latvia in terms of the way they defended? Because it was a physical battle out there.
That's the frustrating thing, is that Scotland have a really settled defence that seem to complement each other very well. They lost a soft goal that was unlike them. Otherwise, they were rarely troubled.
Liam Smith on loan at St Mirren from Heart of Midlothian. Never won here in Perth. 3 games last season for Hearts.
Now you're just showing off. That is research.
Greg Taylor looking to burst forward under pressure. Still has possession though. Could go all the way to the byline and does. The cutback's decent for McBurney. He needs to pick out somebody. It's Campbell. And now it's Cadden. Well, the early chance for Scotland. The Motherwell partnership of Campbell and Cadden linking up.
We've mentioned McBurney's unselfishness in front of goal before. I thought that was another good example of it. Good hold-up play, good layoff.
Well, good work by Taylor here, but he could have panicked there, but he was looking for the right pass.
Fell to the right man. Good defending.
It's a low one, all the way to the back post. And McBurney claiming it should be another corner kick. The referee says goal kick. And Ollie McBurney not happy with the Lithuanian officials.
Usually tell a lot by a player's reaction. McBurney adamant he should have had the corner.
There's a decent ball in by Dom Thomas as well, to the near post. Lennon with the goal kick. McKenna, captain for Scotland this evening in the absence of Suter. McBurney to Thomas, looking to take the ball for a run. He might get the break of it here as well. Look, Janchuk will have to blast it clear. Boryachuk, Campbell, Thomas. Here's Cadden. McBurney's in the box. If Cadden can pick him out. And the clearance by Janchuk. He scored an own goal against England on Friday evening. I'll not want to repeat that.
We've seen signs of Cadden and McBurney's relationship on the pitch. They've got good understanding, share a room together off the park. Thick as thieves when they're cutting about the hotel.
Thomas there, just losing out, and Ukraine look to break. It's a good ball initially by Kovalenko, and now on the far side, it's Janchuk trying to get it in, hits a corner flag, and it's only a throw-in. Zinchenko Across to Matyavenko. The ball to the back post. There's nobody really waiting there.
Yeah, Taylor did well.
Vakilko, the nearest man there, but Taylor holding him off well.
It's a solid enough start from Scotland. I think there was a real emphasis on flying out the traps. They've had a couple of near things. I think Scott Gemmill will be reasonably content so far.
Ryan Fulton played every game of the campaign so far. Started every game. 3 appearances for Hamilton this season. Here's Ross McCrory. Good confident header back. And playing for Rangers recently will do his confidence the world of good, and scoring as well. He got the opening goal against Partick Thistle in the Glasgow Derby.
I know you've known Ross for a while, like I have. He's had the same old man's head on him since he was 15. Nothing seems to faze him or his brother Robbie. Pair of cool customers. He's a perfect man to slot in for John Souttar.
Robbie is along for the ride in this under-21 squad, playing with Berwick Rangers.
Doing well too, so he says.
I think as well with Ross, Robbie maybe got the early coverage in terms of how who was going to be the next big thing, etc. And with goalkeepers, sometimes that happens. But Ross has gone about his business quite quietly, and now it's paying off.
I think every big English team were in for the McCrorys, and the thought always seemed to be that Ross would tag along with Robbie. But Scott Gemmill's always been quick to point out that Ross is the one that's really made the rapid progress in the last couple of years or so. It's been no overnight success for him.
The good thing is Ross has still got Robbie's still got a great chance as well. Now McBurney just crowded out there, muscled out. McKenna has found Taylor, but I think it was more through luck than design. And the Ukrainians are here, making some noise as well.
I think they hear from a Ukrainian society in Edinburgh, so nice to see in away support.
Tonight's officials are from Lithuania, so there is an Eastern European feel. Liam Smith. Forward, I think he was looking for Thomas there, but the Ukrainians able to pick up. Pick Halanok. Luke Janchuk. Matyavenko back to Luke Janchuk. Forward, looking for Boyachuk. Up against McCrory, great defending there. And he gets the free kick as well. Well, Boyachuk was putting McCrory under pressure, but easily dealt with in the end. But he seems to be holding his leg there.
I was going to say that Boyachuk's clearly no slouch from the early evidence, but McCrory dispossessed him with ease there, showing his own recovery speed.
Boyachuk scored against Scotland when they met in the last campaign for Euro 2017 in a 4-0 win. And his partner in crime, Bessedine, got a couple. Flick on by McBurney, but that one will run out. And when you look at the last campaign, Kenny, and you were at a lot of the games, the Ukrainians, do you see any difference to them? Because they still have the core of that team that they've developed together. And they were certainly dangerous for Scotland, but they were finished ahead of Scotland, but well out of the reckoning as well.
No, they've obviously got a settled side. I think Scotland were perhaps, even by their own admission, fortunate to get that draw. And then it was a difficult one away from home. But this is a fresh Scotland team, a young Scotland under-21 team. A lot of these boys can maybe play in the next campaign.
Kovalenko looking to get forward there. Scott McKenna making sure that he was stopped in his tracks. Matyavenko's throw, looking for Boyachuk. Malin can help out with the clearance. Only as far as Zinchenko. Now Matveyenko. All the way back to Zotko. Cross on the far side with Lukevich, the Manchester City player. Here's Luke Janchuk. Zinchenko. And he's got the run as well. And good defending there by Scott McKenna, because Vakulko got in behind and McKenna had to come across and cover.
Yeah, strong from McKenna. You talk about the football in Ross McCrory. There's a lot to like about Scott McKenna's game as well. He's got a mature, solid head on him and plenty of strength. Used all his experience at this level.
It was a great ball in there by Zinchenko for the captain, Vakulko. Scotland concede a free kick there. Bit of grappling. And Mr. Ramsas from Lithuania says free kick to Ukraine.
Never a dull moment when Dom Thomas is about. The only thing quicker than his tongue's his feet. So it'll be interesting to see how he does today. Larger than life around the place.
Or his fingers on Twitter.
And dangerous on Twitter, yes. That has been mentioned.
He's brought back in tonight though. What do you think the thinking was with that? Because he has started the majority of the games. I think the first one he missed was on Friday.
I know Scott Gemmill's a big fan. I think Dom Thomas brings unpredictability. He's maybe a bit of a throwback. He's happy to take the ball, try and commit defenders, run at them. And I think he has improved for playing more regularly at Kilmarnock.
Scott Gemmill has had a year in charge now. Certainly he can see this team developing. You have to continue to back that up with results, of course. I think we're in a competition to see if we can hit all the corner flags tonight as well. That's 2 hit already down this to the end. Scotland are defending. Now Malin. Cadden loses out. Lukyanchuk.
It's good covering from Malin there when Smith had pushed up. It's going to take a team effort tonight.
Lukyanchuk forward. The target was Boyachuk, and when he got the ball, he did so illegally.
Yeah, less than subtle.
McKenna to Taylor. Now Morgan trying to get away from Valery Lushkevich. Plays for Manchester City. Played in a 0-0 draw in the EFL Cup. Manchester City won on penalties a couple of weeks ago. That was his debut. Matveyenko into Zinchenko, looking to spray the passes, and he does so beautifully. Vakulko lets the ball run out for a throw-in, but you can already see that Ukraine are looking, especially through Zinchenko, to spray the passes and get balls forward quickly.
Yeah, Scotland just faded slightly. Could do with getting a grip of the ball middle to front.
Dom Thomas again, live wire, doing well. Just unfortunately couldn't get the break of the ball before Alan Campbell goes in and challenges Zinchenko. Actually, it's Kovalenko he brought down there, and I don't think there was any doubt in terms of the award, but you can understand the frustration of Dom Thomas initially when he lost out. He just couldn't get the ball under control.
I got a bit of stick in the first game for giving Alan Campbell the Man of the Match award, but I love him as a player. He's always there or thereabouts, always in the thick of it. He's done so well for Motherwell this year.
Morgan, well, he's given away the free kick there. He had every right to go for it. It was a shoulder charge, and you could argue that the Manchester City man, Lushkevich, was on his way down.
A few defenders have been good at that over the years. It's an art form in itself to go down under pressure from a striker.
Ukraine on the attack. Matveyenko, Kovalenko, and Scotland have to be wary here when Ukraine have the possession. Scotland getting the majority of men behind the ball. And unlucky there by Zinchenko, going for goal. It hit his own man. But again, showing that he's willing not only to spray the passes but to fire shots away.
Yeah, it's a lucky break for Scotland there. His own man did the defender, but Ukraine looked very, very confident on the ball. Happy to play it short. Some intricate passing on the edge of the box. Happy to switch plays. A good variety to the way they're going about things.
Yeah, the man from Manchester City, as I said, made his debut in that 0-0 draw. And he is certainly a player that Scotland will have to be wary of today. Morgan going in, having to come across to this near side to get involved. Now Thomas offside though, and Scotland unlucky there. Morgan has to make sure he gets more involved.
He was a key figure in that second half as Scotland pushed for the equaliser against Latvia. Didn't always come off for him, but he was always in the right position. Had the opposition fullback on toast.
"15 minutes in, your opening thoughts?"
I think Scott Gemmill will be reasonably content. Maybe dropped out of the game slightly. There hasn't been that much in the final third, but solid base to build from. I think Ross McCrory and Scott McKenna have settled well.
Lovely play by McBurney there. Thomas, he's got Cadden in support, and good covering by Lukyanchuk.
I think you're right to say though it'd be good to see Cadden and Morgan involved a bit more, get them the ball because they can deliver.
Smith's chance to deliver, and he's unlucky there. It just ricocheted back off him, but initial good play by Cadden to set Liam Smith, the Hearts man, to the byline.
I think I gave Chris Cadden the big sales pitch on Friday night, but I'll say it again, there's a lot to like about his game. He's big, he's quick, he's strong, he's direct. I think his end product is more often than not a hit rather than a miss. Someone who's really come on.
Smith, now Mallon. Campbell, under pressure though. And Boryachuk is in an offside position. But again, Scotland, if they concede possession, the Ukrainians will get forward. And with guys like Boryachuk in there, they will be punished. The man from Shakhtar Donetsk.
Yeah, they've been quick to break on a couple of occasions now. Scotland just have to watch that. Lucky, as we've said, that McCrory has that recovery pace. I like the fact that he took man and ball even after the whistle had gone. No mucking about.
And when you look at this team, I think there's 4 players in the Ukrainian team tonight, starting 11, that have played in their full national team, and another player who's been on the bench in a Europa League final. So they certainly have the pedigree and the potential. And here they go again. Zotko across to Lukyanchuk. Don't know if he meant that, but he'll claim he did. Zinchenko. Now Vakilko. Here's Matveyenko.
You can see how well
Zinchenko again.
See how well drilled Scotland are in these situations. The back four very compact. Campbell content just to sit in front of them.
Zotko, Zinchenko, who I've been impressed with already. When you're at Manchester City and you've also played 13 times for the full squad, scored a goal as well against Romania, then you know you've got something about you, and it's somebody that Scotland will have to be wary of.
I think we can see from the Manchester City fringe players that are on loan in Scotland just now, the reserves, the kind of quality they've got in depth. If you're on the books, you're a player.
Well, Scotland doing well there, holding off Bezadine. Fulton was able to collect off his line. Again, it goes back to that threat that Ukraine can pose. Fulton decides to go short. Morgan coming back. Here's Taylor. Ukrainians still singing as well, their fans. Small in number, but making themselves heard. McKenna. Smith has been calling for it on this near side, but Mallon comes deep and Smith eventually gets possession. Goes all the way back though to Fulton. Scotland will look to Be patient again in the build-up. McKenna, the man from Aberdeen.
It's good to see they are content to be patient and play from the back.
McCrory runs through past Cadden, who's going to give chase now because it stayed in play.
It's late on McCrory, unfortunately, to get a free kick there.
The referee said no. And now Ukraine again. Kovalenko. Thomas does well. Campbell helps out. Mallon picks up.
That's
Morgan in possession. A chance for Scotland if they can move the ball well here. Thomas look for an opportunity to shoot. Just muscled out of it, nudged out of possession. McBurney trying to win it back. Good play though on the ground from Zotko. McCrory for Scotland. McBurney controls well. Here's Morgan. Real live wire going for goal. And Lunin had to move his feet there to make the save. And Scotland still have possession.
Yeah, Lunin didn't look too comfortable there with that shot.
It seemed as if he was going one way and he had to quickly move the feet there.
The ball seemed to swerve. You would have thought it was a good height for him, but nice to see an attempt on goal. It's more like it.
Well, they had to be patient to get this the space, Scotland. And again, they will try and build from the back here. Taylor. Morgan back into Taylor. Here's Mallon. Switch of play is nice for Smith. McCrory. McKenna. Mallon. Thomas. Campbell. McCrory again. Drawing out the Ukrainians here. He's back with Fulton. 21 minutes gone, 0-0 here in Perth, and the floodlights are still on. McBurney. McCrory. Thomas. Smith. Cadden further forward. Smith opted to play it safe and give it to Thomas. Scotland will have to be content with a throw. Cadden. There's Campbell. McKenna. All the way across looking for Morgan. And Valery Lutkovic has to header that out. McBurney, lovely touch to Thomas. His shot's blocked. There's a neat, deft header there just to get it into the path of Thomas. Well worth the shot.
We've talked about Ross McCrory's distribution already. I think it has helped when he's brought the ball out from the back. It's allowed Scotland to squeeze up the park and get numbers forward to support McBurney.
Well, this was earlier on. Lewis Morgan going for goal. Well worth the effort.
And the ball does dip, in fairness. Keeper did well just to parry it wide.
And he got it well out of the danger zone as well. Good goalkeeping. Scotland have a free kick though, and a chance for Stevie Mallon to flight this one in. With McBurney and McKenna looking to cause the Ukrainian back line some trouble here. Mallon's delivery. McKenna going up with the goalkeeper. It was a good strong punch away though by Lunin.
It was a good ball in, and McKenna's aerial prowess was something that they really used as a weapon against the Dutch. Good to see Scotland make more of that tonight.
Zinchenko decides to leave the throw for Mykola Matyavenko, but here was McKenna going up with the goalkeeper here, Kenny, and certainly an asset at set pieces.
He is, as we mentioned, he's good in both boxes. He's dominant. He's an aggressive player.
I think against the Dutch he certainly caused problems. Should have scored in that game, but to be fair to Latvia, they marshalled him well at set pieces along with Suter on Friday night.
Yeah, they did. It was clear early on they were doubling up. Didn't give him an inch to move, and it worked out well for them. To be fair, he was beaten for their goal. It's not often you can say that about Scott McKenna. Someone who I think's been a real breakout star for Aberdeen this year. No surprises to people that have watched him regularly. Certainly they look a better team with him in it.
Zinchenko looking for the ball for McCrory, just making sure that Andrei Boryachuk wasn't getting in behind.
Yeah,
Fulton helping him out.
McCrory did well again there. He's just got such a cool head on him. Spots the danger early. Marshalled his man. He's composed on the ball. Very similar to John Suter in a lot of respects.
Ukraine get the award of the throw there. Just flick back off Morgan. Here's Fakulko. Again, Ukraine looking to spray the passes about. Matveyenko. Now Kovalenko. Across to Zotko. Time for Lukyanchuk, but the ball ran out from the Standard Liège man, and the officials from Lithuania give Scotland the throw. McKenna in possession for Scotland. Scotland's captain. Into Smith. Touch unlucky there, looking for Thomas. But Scotland pick up again through Cadden. Good slide challenge by Boryachuk. Zinchenko back to Boryachuk, keeps it in. Cadden is back as Boryachuk is looking to play it into the middle. It's spun into the path of Malin. He's under pressure here though from Zinchenko.
It's been a really well matched competitive game, not much in it. Both sides pressing.
McKenna up against Bezadine there. Won it well. Cadden. Campbell. Cadden again. Forward for McBurney. Thomas now in possession. Wins the throw. Well done, Thomas. The Kilmarnock man, 2 goals this season, both against Clyde in the League Cup group stage.
Yeah, he was always there or thereabouts at Motherwell. Change of scene this year at Rugby Park. Hopefully he's someone that can benefit from Steve Clarke's tutelage.
Cadden doing well, finding Thomas. Back to Cadden, but he is in an offside position. And there will be a free kick to Ukraine. That was good skill initially as well from Cadden to nutmeg Matyavenko. Lovely play there initially.
Yeah, good to see Cadden get on the ball that bit more. Got the feeling there's more to come.
Crowley just hits the top of his head, but defence help out there. Matveyenko, Zinchenko, Kovalenko, Bezadine, Lutkovic, Bezadine again. Now Pikhalinok, Lukyanchuk, Matveyenko. The ball in's decent, but away by Malin. And Thomas helps out when Kovalenko couldn't control. Back with Ivan Zotko. Alexander Pikhalinok. Mayakola Matyavenko. Now Alexander Zinchenko. Matveyenko again. Pikhalinok. Switch of play to Valery Lutkovic. Lovely back heel by Bezadine. Lutkovic getting to the byline here, but tracking his man was Lewis Morgan, and it is a corner for Ukraine.
And that is the other side to Lewis Morgan's game. Same with Chris Cadden on the other side. They're not afraid to do the ugly side of the game. Obviously you want to see more of Morgan in the attacking half.
As we approach the half-hour mark, Scotland have to defend this set piece. Manchester City's Alexander Zinchenko takes it short. Flighted in now, looking for the head of Bezadine. Be picked up again by Boryachuk. Nice control by Matveyenko. Lukjanchuk. Zotko plays it back to the goalkeeper Lunin. Danger over for the time being for Scotland. But Lukjanchuk will look to build again. Matveyenko now. Cross in has to be dealt with by McKenna, and is. Fulton blast clear, and McBurney now up against Zotko.
It's coolly done under pressure from McKenna.
Scotland will get the free kick here with Andrei Boyachuk jumping in on Smith, but Smith saw that one coming and just let him fall to the ground.
Well, it was his fault, as you say. Smith able to anticipate it.
The man from Shakhtar Donetsk. And yep, he tried to go up and he committed the free kick, but Smith got out the way and he collapsed in a heap.
I think Smith's had a solid start. He's often maybe one that flies under the radar. Just a solid presence at right back. Benefited from regular game time again this year.
William Smith, 10 appearances so far for St Mirren. He started the last 3 qualifiers for Scotland. Lennon blasts forward. McKenna going up with Bezadine. And the Ukrainian still down there. There need to be some attention. All of a sudden he gets up, and McKenna has been given a yellow card there by the Lithuanian official. And it was Artem Bezadine, I think, down there. Yep, there he is, receiving some treatment. Well, Scott Gemmill able to hand out some instructions here. What do you think he'll be saying to his team?
I think he'll be reasonably content, as I've said. He'll just say keep it tight until half time and then maybe re-evaluate from there. I mean, you could say solid, maybe not spectacular so far. Still think you'll be pleased with how compact the defence have been. It's an ambitious attempt, if that's what it was.
All easy for Fulton and Scotland in the end. Ross McCrory. McKenna picked up that booking now. There's always going to be a battle when you look at the size of both McKenna and Bezadine, as the stud's going up there by Boryachuk on Campbell, and the referee has another issue to deal with. Campbell's not happy, understandably, and here you can see it again. Boryachuk going in on Campbell. What do you make of this, Kenny?
That seems to unfold in slow motion. High, dangerous. Says it all about Alan Campbell. He knew he was going to go in where it hurt.
Yeah, it was a booking for McKenna moments ago, but nothing there for Boryachuk. Scotland looking to get on the front foot. Zotko can blast clear. Bezadine up against Campbell. Seems like a mismatch height-wise anyway. Zotko back to Linen. Forward it goes. Bezadine the target again.
Probably does sound like I want to adopt Alan Campbell, but I just think his attitude's superb. It's no coincidence that he's always in the thick of it. He works so hard, and his fitness, his will to win's brilliant.
Don Thomas wins the free kick for Scotland. Tried to take it quickly, but not in the correct position. And just incidentally, the under-19s, they've lost 1-0 to the Czech Republic, but they still qualify for the elite round of qualification. So that's a bit of well, good news, I guess, given that they qualify, but disappointing they lost tonight. But in the end, they are through to the elite round.
Good news for Donald Park and Darren Jackson. I think their first trip away with the groups. He's taken on that age group.
We watched them against France in a friendly a couple of months ago.
It was good preparation that night against a very talented French team. some real names in that under-19 squad. That you could see the likes of Ryan Porteous pushing into this under-21 squad, maybe as early as the next campaign.
McBurney. It's unfortunate there. Campbell though. And feed Cadden, his club teammate. Smith looking to help out. Thomas twisting and turning, winning the throw for Scotland. 10 minutes until half time. No breakthrough yet. And the only real chance of the game coming through Lewis Morgan with that shot from the edge of the box. It did dip and move, and Lennon did well to change direction to make the save and parry it well away. That the only real chance of the game. Cadden gets it to Smith. Walking into a cul-de-sac just about there, but gets it back to Cadden. The low cross away by Janchuk. Thomas can collect for Scotland. I don't think the defending there, or the clearance, was certainly meant, but Ukraine come away with possession. Scotland win it back. Lewis Morgan now. He's got McBurney at the edge of the area. Scotland getting bodies forward. Cadden also looking to come in. Morgan might go himself. Finds his former St Mirren teammate Stevie Mallon. Back to Morgan. Well, he just couldn't keep control of that. It was just behind him actually, the ball from Mallon.
Maybe just the ball dropped to the wrong side for Mallon. Tried to switch play but crowded out. That man Alan Campbell winning the ball back again. Just going to stop talking about him. I'm bored of myself now.
Is Alan Burrows at Motherwell trying to up his value or something? Are you talking him up here?
I'll take 5% of his eventual sell on if that's going. I don't know if that's allowed now in my new rule.
Well,
Alan, you've got my number if you want to talk.
Well, Alexander Halovko, the Ukrainian coach you saw there, he's a former Ukrainian international as well. He's been in charge of the youth setup, the youth teams, since 2007, and they have a chance with a set piece to try and get in front here.
Game's been a bit stop-start in the last 10-15 minutes.
It's Yuri Vakulko, the captain, who was fouled here. There's the ball going in the air, and again McKenna, the assistant referee's right there. It seemed innocuous, but Vakulko going down, the two captains colliding.
I think sometimes Scott McKenna's strength goes against him. Didn't seem to be too much in that.
Well, Zinchenko to take this free kick, and there's certainly options in the box for Ukraine. It's a low one. Could fall to Vakulko. Up against McBurney. And Vakulko had to keep that one in because it hit back off him. Zinchenko now. Lovely reverse pass. Kovalenko's cross blocked by Cadden. And it's a corner. Well, you can see the quality of Zinchenko. There's no doubt about that this evening. Lovely player to watch.
Yeah, we've seen flashes, but I do think he's been reasonably well marshalled by Scotland. Obviously, concentration levels have to stay where they are until half time.
Zinchenko takes it short this time. Kovalenko, and it's another corner. Scotland have to stay disciplined here.
Greg Taylor quick off the mark to block.
Kovalenko looking for Bezadin. Cleared. Lukyanchuk. Zinchenko. Lukovic. Here's Matviyenko. Diagonal ball. The target, Zinchenko. And he won the header well. Valery Yushkevich couldn't keep it in though. 6 minutes until the break. And it is level here in Perth. Smith. Campbell just had to turn there. He couldn't quite reach it. Kovalenko. Now Bezadin. Into the box. Mallon clears for Scotland. McBurney controlling the ball so well, coming deep to help out. Taylor, Morgan takes it in well. McBurney gets the head down, looking to beat Zotko, but Ivan Zotko doing very well to make sure he stopped McBurney. And now the chance is on for Ukraine. It's Boryachuk up against Smith, and the support from Matveyenko, but there was too much on it there as the ball runs out for a goal kick.
Combination of Cad and Smith did well to close him down on the right hand side, force the goal kick. Frustrating so far for Ollie McBurney. You can see that he's putting in the usual selfless shift. Just hasn't had much of a sighted goal so far. It's the Ukrainian fans you can hear in the background in good voice.
Bouncing about, crossing the far side. McBurney. He's unlucky there with the touch. He's done that so well this evening. He's under pressure there from Matveyenko.
Yeah, that's not like him. Bit slack.
He started that game in Kiev last year, the 4-0 defeat. Zinchenko taking on Campbell. Matveyenko. Zinchenko again. Switch out to Bezadin. Tried to break into the box, low ball across. Kovalenko couldn't stick a leg out. And Fulton grateful to have the ball in his arms. Ryan Fulton has not really had much to do, it's fair to say. As much as Ukraine have had a bit of possession and put balls into the area, he's not really had a save to make. Unlike Lunin, who had to make the save from Morgan midway through that first half. Ukraine on the attack again. The ball in, looking for Boryachuk. It was the captain for Kilco putting it in there.
Smith did so well there, just a slight nudge just to put the striker under pressure.
And the Scotland fans here tonight looking for a win, and it's certainly not as cold as it was here on Friday evening. We're grateful for that. It's tropical here in Perth, you could say.
Ryan Fulton was moaning about the cold on Friday night. He's the one that gets to wear gloves.
McBurney barged out of it there. Scotland have the free kick as we approach the break. Man from Swansea, Liam Smith. He's only really got McBurney as a target if he wants to go long, unless he can switch the play out to Lewis Morgan.
I think McBurney appealing for teammates to get a bit closer to him. He is the target.
And he wins the ball. Good goalkeeping though by Lunin, making sure Lukyanchuk didn't try to clear it when there were Scotland bodies about. The young 18-year-old goalkeeper used to play for Dnipropetrovsk. I've visited there. One and only time in the Ukraine.
That one didn't go with too well from a Scottish perspective.
Well, it depends which game it was. Was it Aberdeen or was it Hibernian? Or was it Hearts in the early 90s? You don't know.
You could tell us which one you were at.
Lovely flick there by Kovalenko. Couldn't get Boryachuk in there. We have just under a minute left, plus added on time in this first half. And Matveyenko in possession. Here's Vakulko, the captain. Matveyenko again. Switch of play by Pikhalinok. Zinchenko. That shot earlier on. Morgan trying to clear, it could fall to Bezadine here. Bodies piling forward now. Matveyenko has to retrace his steps, but he has possession. It's Kovalenko trying to look for some space. He's wanting to go for the drive. Opts to go to Vakulko. Now Bezadine having more success out in the wider areas. Low ball across. Malin can touch it to Thomas though. Thomas goes long as 1 minute of added on time will be played. And we're into that now. McBurney. Well, Zotko all over him there, but McBurney doing very well. And Smith now, he has Cadden in support. Can Scotland get on the score sheet before the break? Poor ball in field by Smith. And now Ukraine will think they have an opportunity to break. Boryachuk, Kovalenko, Bezadine, Vakulko in support. Bezadine goes for goal, deflected, hits off Alan Campbell, and it's in the back of the net. It looks to be Andrei Boryachuk. The ball hit off Campbell, past Fulton, and again Scotland concede in injury time at the end of the first half, just as they did on Friday. The Ukrainians are happy, but for Scotland this isn't good news.
And we just said that Ryan Fulton's had nothing to do in the first job he's had. He's had to pick the ball out the back of his own net. Again, soft from a Scottish perspective.
It's a deflected shot, hit off Campbell, which set up Boryachuk perfectly. And just as he did in Kiev last year, Andrei Boryachuk, the man from Shakhtar Donetsk, scores against Scotland. It was actually a shot from Bezadine here. Takes a deflection, hits off the unfortunate Campbell, and a neat flick by Boryachuk to give Ukraine the lead. That all led from Scotland giving away possession in the Ukraine half. And that was the last action of the first half. A disappointing end. And it's Scotland 0, Ukraine 1. Well, Scott Gemmill will have to inspire his players to try and get something out of this one. He's been in charge for a year now. We heard from him on Friday night. This is the second part of his review of his year in charge.
In your squad, you've got a number of players who are now playing regularly at a top level, such as Ross McCrory, John Souttar, Ollie McBurney, to name but a few. How much does that help things for you to have those top players playing?
I think it is the first time in a long time that so many Scotland under-21 players are playing regularly with their clubs, and I think we all agree that there is no better development for the players than playing competitive first team football. The fact that the players are really pushing themselves to that level obviously makes the team stronger, gives them much more belief, much more confidence. I think you can see that in the performances for sure.
Malcolm Mackay named his squad to face Netherlands at Pataudry, and he said that he could have selected some under-21s players, but he chose not to give them some more experience playing regularly. How important is that for yourself and the players?
There is no selfish perspective. Like, it's not about me, it's about what's best for the players. And the bottom line is Malky hasn't selected the players, and I think the players should be disappointed with that, because there is no real hidden agenda in that regard. You know, if Malky really felt those players were ready to play, he would have selected them. The players need to use that as a motivation to keep pushing. He's obviously seen them play really close quarters, been involved with the under-21s recently. He knows exactly where they're at in terms of level of performance. But the players should also really take heart from the fact of knowing how close they are, that they were under his consideration, and they just really need to get over that final hurdle and get in the full squad, and it's our job to help them do that.
What does that say about the general aims for the Scotland under-21s? Is it to qualify for a major championship, or is it to produce players to play for the A squad? Yeah,
I think that is a really key question that you ask, and there is no written down answer, believe me. But at the same time, I think the reality is the purpose of the under-21 team is to try and get the players as much experience as possible and push them into the full squad. So if you gave me a choice over qualification or helping the players get to the full squad, then of course we would choose to get as many players in the full squad as possible. But there are so many different aspects to that situation that we're discussing, in terms of there's obviously very good players in the full squad currently. Sometimes it happens quickly, like Kieran Tierney and Oliver Burke jumped from under-19 level straight into the full squad. There is no real science behind it as such. It's on a individual basis. The players, obviously a lot of the work that's going on week by week at their clubs, their form at their clubs, every game they play, they're under a lot of scrutiny, and they need to really play at a real consistent level to keep pushing and force their way in.
It was a busy week last week as Scotland got together for the game against the Netherlands, and it turned out to be a special week for two young boys as Joe and Luke, both aged 9, visited the team hotel for a business meeting.
Won't be long, we're just going to be 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Did you find it?
Yes, but they're not quite ready for me yet. Honestly, it won't be too long.
Hiya. How are you? Oh, nice trick. Show me that again. How you doing? You all right? Wow. Not bad. Can you do that?
Nearly.
Nearly. What's your name? Come and tackle you? No, because I'm scared you're going to nutmeg me or... Yeah. No, no chance. I'm not coming near you then. I'll stand with my legs shut. Want to give us a hand? Take this.
Do you want to give Craig a hand with the balls?
Okay.
Back. You can bring them down. I'm just going to the kit room down here. Did you just play football? Obviously you do with skills like that. What position do you play?
Left one.
Left wing. Left footer. Same as me.
I'm right foot.
I'm a goalie. That's why he's just been able to nutmeg me twice on the way down here. Whee! There you go. Take them in.
How you did? Yes. Pass the ball. It's my ball. Cheers, pal. See you later.
He's just nutmegged me twice on the way here.
You not made them twice. How you doing, dudes?
Good.
Yeah. We chat with Craigie on the way down? Is he giving you any banter?
No.
That seems like Craigie.
Cheers, Brunette.
Hey, we've got a shovel on his top feet, pal. No, I've got 2 strips for these boys.
There you go. There's another one.
There we go. I'm guessing they're both the same size.
You're the
There you
first
go.
two to hold
Not a problem, dude.
Wow.
There you go, dude.
Brand new Scotland strip.
Try it again.
First 2 to hold it. To own, I'm sorry.
That's nice.
You got any tricks?
It does.
Come on then.
Come and tackle me then.
Oh, I'll be there. I took one step towards it, it was through my legs.
You want me to tackle you?
Yeah.
2 foot him.
That's on camera. How hard would you like me to tackle you?
Hard.
Yeah?
Oh, you just like your
I don't know what mate then. No, come on.
No camera. No camera.
Health and safety. That's my skills too. That's my skills, mate.
Right, tackle. Oh, I couldn't get the ball. Look at that. So easy holding you off. There you go. See there? Get in there. There you go. There you go. Come on.
Joe, you've got help. Get around the back.
Come on. Get the ball. That's all I've got. That's all I do. I fight everybody. Ask John. He does it too.
John,
Come on, John.
Go on, John.
Eggs at you. Oh.
Joe.
I feel bad. I don't want to.
Feel bad, John. Oh, keep him shut. No, I'm eggy.
Yeah.
Jeez. My ball. My ball, my wheels.
chin.
Oh! He's got a bit.
Oh! Touch tackle.
Thank you. That's it. Oh. What you doing? What you did Thursday night? You want to get Thursday night? The fit dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Now we're talking.
What's this?
You just wait for the meeting.
Meeting was a sham. It's just to meet the Scotland boys.
Was it?
Yep.
Whoa. Was it?
Yep.
Thank you.
Lovely stuff there. Now it's Scottish Cup third round this weekend with 16 games taking place across the country. Our featured match is Stranraer against Brora Rangers, and the Scottish Cup trophy is in attendance with a special Scottish Cup photo booth and giveaways plus much more. The Scottish Cup tour has already been to Inverness and Edinburgh, and this Friday it will be at the Howgate Shopping Centre in Falkirk. You can experience the magic of the Scottish Cup between 10 AM and 5:30 PM, including an opportunity to get a photo with the trophy. Before that though, the goal of the second round needs to be decided. Here are the contenders for goal of the round. You can vote for the winner at the Scottish FA website. That's scottishfa.co.uk/Scottish Cup. Yeah, a couple of crackers in there, 4 good ones. Kenny, what are you going for?
Stevie Murray's a blast from the past. Do like a free kick. He gets my vote.
I think I'll go for Spartans David Greenhill, but scottishfa.co.uk/Scottish Cup. What about this one then? Scotland trailing 1-0 to Ukraine. Another goal they have conceded in injury time in the first half. And what about it, Kenny? Because Scotland giving away possession and then the Ukrainians going on the counter, and it seemed to be a bit fortuitous given a couple of deflections here.
Yeah, it's a painful one from a Scotland perspective. Alan Campbell did so well to get back in there. Nothing he could do about the deflection. Credit to Ukraine for following in. It does leave Scotland with an uphill task.
Yeah,
whether it was a cross or whether it was a shot from Bezadine, he did hang the ball into a dangerous area.
Yeah, and it's taken 2 deflections there, and Campbell so unlucky because it just hits him. There's nothing much you can do with that one, but credit to Boryachuk who started the move here, and this might be the angle that we can see how unlucky Scotland were. Bezadine looking to go for the shot. It hits off McKenna, who tried to clear, then again off Campbell, and Andrei Boryachuk following in, and that's just unlucky in terms of that. But I think maybe you could go back further and say Scotland giving away the ball when they were on the attack at the end of the first half probably didn't help matters.
Yeah, I think Boryachuk deserves credit for nicking the ball. You can see the frustration written all over Ross McCrory's face in that replay. but as I'm told, I keep saying, my glass is always half full when it comes to Scotland. Plenty of time to turn it round.
Yeah, and Scotland, well, the options on the bench this evening for Scotland, Ruddy the goalkeeper, they've got Jason Kerr, St Johnstone player, he's on loan at Queen of the South. Ryan Hardy, who managed to get Scotland's goal on Friday. Also Scott Wright, Ryan Williamson, Greg Docherty and Theo Archibald. Do you think, there's Ryan Hardy there, he certainly made an impact when he came on with the chances he had. He obviously scored the goal as well. Is that one that Scott Gemmill has up his sleeve?
Yeah, and I like Ryan Hardy's mentality. Even when he misses one, he just seems to brush it off. Maybe in the manner that Ali McCoy was famous for. We know Ryan can finish, so not definitely an option as the game progresses.
Well, the teams are out. Doesn't look like there's any changes. But for Scotland, Kenny, in terms of the dynamics of the group, do you feel, is it too early to say must win, or do they have to make sure they don't lose, given that the Ukrainians will leapfrog them this evening?
Can't expect somebody in a Scottish FA jacket to say that it's must win. It's a nice try. Take each game as it comes. That do.
Well, if it does for you, I guess it'll have to be.
See if I'm still here in the game's time.
Andorra next for Scotland in March. And that one is away from home before hosting the Andorrans in September next year. Malin looking for the switch of play. Charged down there though by Kovalenko. Morgan. Good turn away from Volkov. And away from Lushkevich. Here's Zinchenko with one of the Ukrainians down just now. It was Kovalenko. He's back up. Will McBurney there, trying to put Luke Janchuk under pressure. Doing the same with Lenin, the goalkeeper. Cleared the danger. Scotland looking to take the quick throw. Taylor just stealing too many steps. He's looking for an option, Taylor. Malin. Back to the Kilmarnock man, Taylor. Smith.
Just as we mentioned that Suter and McKenna were well marshalled by the Latvian defence on Friday night. You can see Ukraine flood McCrory with bodies anytime he has the ball. Frustrating night for him so far. Still plugging away.
McCrory up against Boyachuk this evening. Campbell and Malin. Morgan. Going to the byline, Lewis Morgan. The crossing's deflected. Good call by the goalkeeper Lenin to come and collect and get it to Bezadine early. Ukraine on the counter. Bezadine has Boryachuk in front of him. He's now going to the byline. The crossing's decent. And it was Zinchenko that couldn't just quite control that one, but the danger not over for Scotland.
I think Dom Thomas did well there just to get back and do enough.
Campbell has to clear. He's under pressure from Matviyenko. Now Zotko. To pick Halanok. Matviyenko. Zinchenko. Pick Halanok. Zinchenko again. Matviyenko. Pick Halanok. Found Bezadine. Up against Taylor. He's doing well not to jump in here. Morgan trying to help out. It's Luskevich. Scotland clear. Only as far as Ivan Zotko. Zotko again, the man who is with Valencia. Now Zinchenko. Taylor. Can blast clear. Zotko again. former Metalist Kharkiv. He's now with Valencia, playing with their B team. The big defender, Bezadin, Luskovic, all the way across, and Smith has to make sure he gets it clear because Kovalenko was lurking. Now Cadden showing his pace, and he wins the throw-in.
Yeah, and he did well to win something out of nothing there.
Yeah, look Janchik there complaining, but he felt he was pushed in the back, and the referee seems to have given the throw the other way. Well, the assistant was at close quarters. Cadden not happy, and the referee, Mr. Ramsas from Lithuania, overrules his assistant. And Ukraine now can go on the charge. Kovalenko slightly behind the captain, Vakulko. Now here's Luskovic, the cross into the back post, and Liam Smith had to look lively to nod that away because Andrei Boyachuk was looking for a second.
Yeah, and Taylor did his best to close down the danger, couldn't quite stop the cross. Smith cool under pressure.
Danger not over though, because it's a corner kick to Ukraine, taken short again, but Malin can come in and wins a goal kick. It was Zinchenko trying to be too clever.
Don't know if we're allowed to do shout outs, but it's nice to know that John Suter's watching at home. I'll tell you what he thinks of your commentary later on. To be fair, he's probably still a bit dizzy, so his opinion should be taken with a pinch of salt.
It'd be interesting to see if he's able to play for Heart of Midlothian this week at Tynecastle or whatever venue, as the ball comes in from Cadden, deflected into the air. Kovalenko trying to get it clear. McBurney with the header. Well, regardless of it going wide, he's given away the free kick. He's saying he was jumping there to try and get some elevation, and the referee says it was illegal.
But that's good to see McBurney at least getting a sight of goal. Didn't see much wrong with that at all.
For by Lenin, flicked on by Bezadin. McKenna gets it back before Boyachuk could get in there.
Yeah, Fulton read the danger well there. Quickly out to collect.
Liam Smith, McBurney looking to try and turn Ivan Zotko, who is now limping.
Maybe a stud to the toe there.
Yeah, he's gone down now as well, and Lenin will throw that out so Zotko can get some treatment. And I think that's part of the game that McBurney does well, trying to get in and about. Well, Zotko is up, and the game is back underway. Lenin, the goalkeeper, 18-year-old. Forward it goes. McCrory under that, up against Bezadin. McKenna. Now Cadden, blasted forward by Liam Smith. Flicked on by McBurney. Morgan giving chase. Here's Taylor. Morgan again, up against... It was Lushkevich.
It's a really tough shift from McBurney up top himself. Scotland will hopefully be able to get bodies forward to support him.
When do you think Scott Gemmill starts thinking about a change?
He's a meticulous guy. I think he starts thinking about changes before the game's even started, but certainly has options on the bench. We talked about Ryan Hardy. Scott Wright's capable of stretching the game. Adding that burst in the final third. Theo Archibald's maybe a bit more intricate.
Well, McBurney conceding the free kick there. Seemed to be like nudge in the back as Cadden looks to try and take on Matviyenko.
And that's the side that Cadden was, I was going to say tackled, you could say brutally assaulted.
Peter Grant there talking to Ryan Williamson. And I don't think it's about his holidays, so there could be a chance that he might be entered into the fray.
Ryan's been involved a few times. I know they like him because he's tactically disciplined. He's another with an old head on young shoulders. They can send him on to do a job, and invariably he carries it out. Just wonder whether they might put him in a defensive role to free someone else up.
Bezadine going down as if he was shot there, and it's a free kick to Ukraine, taken quickly though, and it's a chance, and it goes out. Nearly went out for a throw-in. It was Boryachuk who was in, looking for his and Ukraine's second. Scotland caught sleeping here.
Yeah, they were. Just switched off from that free kick. McCrory maybe fortunate on that occasion.
Well, the referee allowing Ukraine to take it quickly, which I think's great at times, but how many referees do you always say wait for the whistle, etc.? Surely it should be up to the attacking team. If they want to take it quickly, they should be able to. And there's a flare up here as the players go in again. I think McBurney at the heart of it, and the referee wants words with the Scotland front man. Well, the referee telling McBurney to calm down. So when the ball was going forward there, the referee saying cut it out between Ollie McBurney and Artem Bezadine. And the change is about to be made here. It is Ryan Williamson coming on, and coming off it's Dom Thomas. Your thoughts on that, Kenny?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Ryan slots in. Looks as if he's taking up a position on the right. Maybe allow Chris Cadden to move into a more central position the way he started out the campaign for Scotland.
Kovalenko winning the free kick there. And no danger for Scotland. Kalinok across to Lushkevich. Here's Zotko. Lukyanchuk. It's the captain, Vakulko. Up against Taylor. Support from Boryachuk. Pick Kalinok again. Switch of play. It's a chance for Ukraine to get the ball into the box. It was Matveyenko, but Smith did enough there.
Yeah, Williamson's going to be a great help to Smith if that is where he stays, just in front on that right hand side. Mentioned his discipline. He's good in the tackle.
Dunfermline man played 18 times for the Fife team this season.
Well, listen, it's not often I get anything right, but it does look as if Cadden's slipped one inside.
All right, okay. Nobody likes a boaster. And it's Williamson going down there. Free kick to Scotland. And as you can see, no doubt about it, a free kick.
And to me, that's a booking all day long. There's no intent there to do anything other than take him out.
Yeah, Matveyenko, the eyes certainly not on the ball, that's for sure. So Mallon has the chance to deliver for Scotland, and he does so for McBurney. It just goes behind. It looks like McCrory there, who had gone down. He's back up though, McCrory.
Don't know if he just got his studs caught in the turf.
He seems okay. And the Rangers fans will be happy with that. They play Hamilton. And McCrory will hope to be involved. Taylor's cross. Away by Zinchenko, only as far as Mallon. Back up into the air looking for McBurney. The offside flag up though, and that was a correct call.
I was just thinking a couple of minutes ago, it's nice to see Greg Taylor higher up the park. We all know what he's capable of in the final third. I think we're contractually obliged to mention that he once scored the winning goal against Brazil.
Yep, tick that box, that's that.
That's that one.
Yep.
But he can't do that from his own left back berth. We're just that used to see him bombing on. Maybe says it all about how well Ukraine have done out wide.
McCrory wins it well. There's Lukyanchuk. Smith just caught out there. Boyachuk going in. Kovalenko. He's found Vakulko back into the mix. And the referee saying there was a foul. And Scotland get away with that one.
That man Smith there again, just to mop up the danger. The referee helped him out as well, but he was well positioned to deal with it.
Morgan. Taylor. Forward looking for Morgan again. And up against a man Mountain and Ivan Zotko. Don't think he was going to win that one.
Morgan did his best to chop him down to size, but we really need to see Lewis Morgan with the ball at his feet, taking on his fullback.
Lukianchuk. Matveyenko. Matveyenko again. Bezedin. Kovalenko. Juszkiewicz. Kovalenko's cross. Away by Smith. Ryan Williamson's there. Can complete the clearance. McBurney. It's outwitted there by Lukianchuk.
You just wonder the longer this game wears on if it's going to be one for Ryan Hardy. McBurney's been asked to cover a lot of ground. He's put in the shift. Maybe just looking a bit heavy-legged now.
Luskiewicz, the man from Standard Liège, doing well. Getting past two. Taylor, see that out.
Sure, I'll have to give a man of the match at some point, but I do think Scotland's right and left backs, Liam Smith and Greg Taylor, have been first class tonight. Really stuck to their task.
Well, an hour gone. Ukraine lead 1-0. That goal in injury time in the first half. As Cadden gives chase, putting Pekhalinok under pressure. Scotland have the throw. So Liam Smith. McBurney. Campbell going for goal. Blocked. Campbell has it back though. So the drop of the shoulder there to get some space. Scott McKenna. Here's Greg Taylor. Into Stevie Mallon. Back to Scott McKenna. Across to Ross McCrory. Forward for Smith to give chase. Just far too much on that one.
He's unlucky. Right ball, just the wrong way to pass.
Yeah, Smith acknowledges that. Well, the other options for Scotland tonight include Hardy, Wright, Docherty, Archibald, Kerr, Ruddy the goalkeeper. Interesting to see how long Scott Gemmill will give it before deciding to make another change. McBurney giving chase. Zotko doing well. Blasic clear now. Kovalenko up against McKenna. The Scotland captain wins it well, but it's back with the Ukrainian captain now, Vakulko. Here's Bezedin. Lushkevich. Pekhalinok. Infield to Zinchenko, the youngest ever goal scorer for the Ukrainian full squad, beating Andrei Shevchenko's record. He was 19 at the time.
He's following in some fine footsteps there.
Zinchenko again.
He put my teeth back in.
Kovalenko looking for Vakulko to take over. And he didn't do that. And Morgan now has it, head down, taking on Zinchenko and doing well to keep possession. The crossing, well, it was reasonable, but it was good goalkeeping by Lennon.
The cross wasn't the best, but that's exactly what we've been looking for from Morgan. Finally the chance to see him stretch his leg. For both of them.
Zinchenko couldn't keep up with him there when he got into his tracks to get forward. But now it's Ukraine with another chance. It was Boyachuk looking to score. He was in a great position there and he puts the ball out for a throw-in.
I love a shot that goes out for a throw-in. That's the kind of ridicule you should never live down.
Boyachuk in here.
Did the hard bit.
I left McCrory. Just couldn't get enough curl on the ball. He knows he should have made a better attempt. Burney against Lushkovic. Here he is on the bench for the Europa League final in 2015 for Dnipropetrovsk. Up against Seville, they lost 3-2. Zotko, Kovalenko, out to Vakulko, the captain, up against Taylor. Zinchenko looking for Kovalenko again, Taylor covering well. Forward for McBurney, up against two, goes to ground and wins a free kick.
McBurney did so well there. I mean, there wasn't much on for him there with the pass. His control, his strength, terrific hold-up play.
Smith for Scotland. Campbell. Here's Taylor. Scotland looking to qualify for a Euro finals at this level for the first time since 1996. Vakulko. Maybe by Cadden. Malin doing well. Zotko.
We've talked about that age level before. Historically it's been a difficult one for Scotland. Tend to find the better players at this age are fast-tracked into the full squad. Other countries maybe have that bit more depth. They can afford to leave guys at this level a bit longer.
Well, since the collapse of the Soviet Union and independence, Ukraine have qualified just twice for the finals, but on the first occasion in 2006 they were runners-up to the Dutch in Portugal. They couldn't get out of the group when they qualified again in 2011. They were eliminated along with England. Spain won that group and went on to win the tournament outright. McKenna. Smith leaves it. Williamson wins a flick on. Just runs out there though.
Williamson did well. Thought it was a difficult ball to take.
Well, Scott Gemmill trying to get his team going again. Might consider making a change shortly if things remain the same.
Yeah, no obvious activity on the bench. He's got to be thinking about it. Someone that thinks long and hard about the game. Be interesting to see how he mixes it up.
Bezadine. Matviyenko. Bezadine again. Getting to the byline, cross to the back post. And just caught flat-footed was Vakulko, the captain, as looks like Luskovic goes down holding his face, rolling around, and the physio coming on. This is the ball coming into the box. It was decent play by Bezadine. It's all the way across there. And there seemed to be a run in there. Might have been with Morgan or Taylor. He's moaning about.
I think Lukovic is claiming an elbow, but certainly didn't see one. He's sent for the magic sponge.
Man up and get on with it.
Sensitive as ever, Luke.
Complaining, they moan about elbows. That rubbish. Anyway. It's Scotland's throw.
Not sure anyone would have Lewis Morgan pegged as some sort of hard man.
I think it might have been Greg Taylor actually. Regardless.
Or the Samba Slayer for that matter.
Ukraine have possession back. And Lushkovic is back on. Pikalinok. Across to Lukyanchuk. Here's Zinchenko. Across to Matviyenko. Zinchenko again. Boyachuk. Matviyenko getting to the byline. Boyachuk looking for it. Malin can clear. Under pressure though from Luskovic, who concedes the free kick. Taylor for Scotland. Morgan. Back to Taylor. Lovely play there by the Kilmarnock left back. Luskovic does well to stop Morgan in his tracks. Vakulko, the captain.
But that's more like it from Taylor and Morgan. Even if they give it away, at least they're taking a chance. We want to see them gambling in that area.
I think Scotland about to make another change. It looks as if Ryan Hardy might be coming on shortly. He was the man that certainly made an impact coming on for Scotland on Friday.
Just wonder who'll be sacrificed here. McBurney's maybe run his race.
Pikhalinok long and forward, away by McKenna. Zinchenko gets in there before Taylor. Cross to Matviyenko. There's Zinchenko again. Luskovic. Zinchenko.
Will be some tired legs out there because Ukraine really are stretching the game. Scotland having to do a lot of chasing.
Zinchenko looking for another lovely switch of play. You can see his talents. And the ball into the box, and it was Boryachuk who couldn't steer it goalwards, going just wide, but another great chance.
7 minutes on the clock.
I think the ball just flew by Williamson there. Lucky it didn't take more of a deflection. Well, Scotland really going for broke now.
William to be replaced by number 9, Ryan Hardy.
Well, Lewis Smith going off and Ryan Hardy coming on. And he's coming on just when Scotland could have been 2 down. But it was a lovely ball out by Zinchenko. We mentioned him earlier. We keep saying playing for Manchester City, etc. Youngest ever scorer for the national team, but he certainly is a talent. And I think had the touch been better by Matviyenko, it might have been an easier ball in for Boryachuk to take. Going just wide though.
Yep, left off for Scotland. And we see Hardy slot in just beside McBurney. It's nice to see McBurney get a bit more support up there. The change probably allowed by the earlier introduction of Williamson, who'll just slot in at right back.
Luskovic up to the captain, Vakulko. There's a throw in. Zinchenko. Luskovic, that goes out for a throw in to Scotland. Taylor to take this one. Down looking for McBurney. Cleared by Ivan Zotko. McKenna knocks it back into the Ukraine half. Long ball forward by Lukyanchuk. Taylor doing enough to hold off Vakulko. And Fulton can blast forward. Cadden out jump by Matviyenko. Kovalenko brings Boryachuk. Now Zinchenko. Kovalenko's made the run into the area.
How's that for a pass?
Kovalenko, Zinchenko over the bar, but again he certainly is the man who is trying to dictate the play, and his initial ball out was good enough. His shot maybe not so.
Definitely the danger man, trying to involve him at every opportunity.
Hardy giving chase. Vakulko getting back. McBurney also there looking to cause problems if needs be. But Vakulko turn forward. And Campbell doing the dirty work there against Luskovic. Ross McCrory. Ryan Williamson, who's slotted in at that right back position now. McKenna. Taylor. Morgan giving chase, but Ivan Zotko can nod it clear. I don't think you'll beat him with many high balls. And it's going to be another substitution for Scotland here. It's Scott Wright coming on. And going off for Scotland is Ollie McBurney.
Yeah, Ollie McBurney's put in his usual selfless shift. Be a chance now for a change of shape again. Scott Wright, whether he's deployed out wide or allowed to roam inside, he offers a different kind of threat. Certainly a lot of pace out there in the Scotland team now.
Taylor, Morgan. The crossing's decent, but the goalkeeper coming out to collect. Nobody there though. It was into the right area. And now Ukraine on the counter, Boyachuk. Zinchenko. Matveyenko. Boyachuk. Neat flick. Kovalenko now in possession. Vakulko. Luskovic. Zinchenko. Working space for a shot. Well blocked by Campbell in the end. McKenna trying to find his club teammate Wright for his first involvement. Ivan Zotko. There's Vakulko. Kovalenko. Back to Vakulko. Lovely touch. The shot and great save by Ryan Fulton. It was Boyachuk again. The man who has got the only goal of this game, nearly getting another.
And how about that for a save? I thought that looked every inch like they were going to double their lead. Fulton, who's hardly been involved, great reflexes to dive low to his right.
Zinchenko. Pekhalinok. Zotko. Well, another good chance there by Boyachuk. And he's had a few tonight.
Scotland really going for broke now. Scott Gemmill's rolled the dice. Really need to see it pay off.
Vakulko. Pekhalinok. Kovalenko. Tripped there by Cadden. The referee in a good position to see that.
Yeah, accidental rather than by design, I think that one. Cadden quick to apologise.
Kovalenko, Shakhtar Donetsk. He's played for the national team too. Definite free kick, and it's been taken short by Ukraine. Zinchenko there. Boyachuk, Zinchenko, Boyachuk again. Kovalenko in support, goes to Zinchenko. Now Kovalenko. McCrory doing well, getting away from Bezadine.
This is about as tactical as I get, but I'm really impressed with the way Ukraine have managed the game. They really have starved Scotland of the ball. Been happy to stretch play, pass it about, long, short. It's been a frustrating night so far, but as we saw on Friday night, as Rocky says, isn't over till it's over.
Until you get a dodgy penalty.
You could say that.
Forward by Ross McCrory, and the offside flag up against Scott Wright. Well, it's not Scotland's fault they got the penalty. The referee decided to give it. And we were certainly grateful of that on Friday. Scott Wright, the man from Aberdeen, scored a hat-trick against Partick Thistle last season. His only goal of this season also against Partick Thistle. He likes Spur Hill, that's for sure. And I think Ukraine will be making a change shortly too. Looks like Gutseliak coming on. He's getting ready, getting his instructions. McCrory. Pekhalinok. Luskovic challenging Taylor there. It's a lovely ball out by Lukyanchuk.
So much talent and technical ability in that Scotland midfield. They've just not had a chance to get the ball down and play tonight.
Definitely a sub coming on for Ukraine. They want to see this one out. This will be a good way of bouncing back after defeat to England. And Scotland get the free kick there. It seems as if it was a handball. The ref tried to allow play to continue. The sub will now be made.
78 minutes on the clock. First change for the UK.
And it's
Leaving the park is number 9, Adria Bonichuk.
Looks like Bogdan Mikhailichenko. So it is the goal scorer going off, Boryachuk, and it is Mikhailichenko coming on.
Well, warm reception on the bench for Boryachuk. You can see why. It's been a good all-round performance from him tonight.
And he could have
named to
scored
remember.
a couple more as well. Short to Williamson, up against Kovalenko. He's going to the byline, doing well. Cross in for McKenna over his head. Could fall to Morgan if the referee gets out of the way. Hardy now, turning and going for goal. Well over the bar. And he's claiming it's a corner, and the referee agrees, so Scotland have the corner kick.
Ryan Hardy spot on. Thought perhaps he was trying to spare his own blushes there with a wayward shot, but nope, spot on Hardy.
He's got that late penalty on Friday as the corner comes in. Good defending by the Ukrainians. Back with Mallon. Past Williamson, who opted to come short. But Mallon has it back for Scotland. It's Cadden into the box. Cleared away by Ivan Zotko. Another corner for Scotland. Well, Cadden has had that chance in the first half early on. He's maybe not been involved as much as he would like in the second half.
But this is more like it. Scotland have got the bit between their teeth now. The likes of Cadden becoming more influential, getting on the ball a bit more. Still time to force an equaliser.
Mallon's delivery for McKenna, off the line by Lushkovic. And it was a real chance here for Scotland. So unlucky. McKenna did everything right. Morgan, Taylor, fouled by Vakulko. And that was probably a good foul by the Ukrainian captain.
Yeah, that was
Here's
cynical.
his chance again.
Great delivery from Mallon. McKenna looked to do everything right. First up to win the ball. Shows the benefit of having your men on the post.
Scott Wright. Going to the byline. Blocked by Zinchenko. Goes out for a throw into Scotland. Just over 8 minutes to go, and Ukraine now looking to come forward. Mikhailichenko back with Vakulko. Zotko. Campbell for Scotland. McKenna under pressure from Bezidine. Zotko high into the air. Flicked on by Zinchenko. Then gives away a free kick going into the back of Mallon.
That's another clear, obvious foul, and Ukraine are doing a good job of breaking down any sort of momentum Scotland are trying to build up. Just crashed through the back of them. See here, ball hanging in the air, and that's ugly.
Nasty head clash there. So both physios on.
Sore one for Stevie Mallon.
Well, it's not over yet, and Scotland will have 7 minutes or so to try and salvage something.
Hopefully Stevie manages to shake this off. Scotland already used the subs. Obviously they won't take any chances with a head knock. We saw that with John Souttar, but someone might need to remind Stevie Mallon about the score and the time left. Or tell him he's Pellet.
That famous story, yeah. I think given that we've lost John Souttar to concussion, Scotland won't want to take any chances nowadays with concussion. If there's any issues, it's, if in doubt, sit it out, I think is the buzzword.
And
he's allowed
to compete, but I do think that was reckless.
Zinchenko seemed to trying to follow up his own header into the air. And there's Zinchenko. Seems a bit dazed himself. So the two players now at the side of the pitch. Zinchenko seems to have come out of that the better, as McKenna looks to flick it on. Away by Bezidine. It hits off McKenna. Throw into Ukraine. 6 minutes remaining. Zinchenko is back on. Mallon still receiving treatment out of shot, but I think he's ready to come on as well. Bezidine. Kovalenko. Campbell. No nonsense clearance. Kenny will get your man of the match in a couple of minutes. It is a game that Scotland will try to salvage something, because if they don't, it will be very difficult, even at this early stage, to try and get into a qualifying position. It's not a long way to go and a lot of teams to play each other, but it is a long road. 2 games with Andorra to come, but might already be looking at results elsewhere.
The glass is still half full. Time yet.
Taylor.
Good to see Mallon back on.
Wright. Williamson. Cadden. McCrory. McKenna, he had that great chance 5 minutes or so ago. Cleared off the line by Lushkevich. Lushkevich again. McKenna. Kalanok to clear. McKenna. McCrory. Williamson. Williamson. Cadden. Scott Wright tried to turn his man there. Scott will have the throw. Craig Taylor. Ross McCrory. Blasted forward. Hallenok puts it into the air. Wright tries to get the flick on for Hardy.
I do think Scott Wright's injected something. It's not quite dropped for him or Ryan Hardy yet, but at least they are flooding forward in more numbers.
McCrory goes long, looking for Wright. Zotko hits it away. Mallon across to Morgan. Morgan looking to come inside. It's Campbell breaking into the area. Just cut off though by Zotko and cleared away. It was intelligent play though by Hardy to chest the ball onto Campbell. He's unlucky with his control. McKenna. McCrory. 2.5 minutes to play here in Perth. Scott Wright. Mallon. And it just didn't fall to Cadden there. All the Ukraine fans enjoying this one. Lennon, the first time ball, more up than out. Lushkevich, Kovalenko, McKenna doing enough. Taylor, McCrory under pressure, he can clear. Owen Zotko. This time's a clearance. Hardy into the area now, going for goal. Good covering though by the Ukrainian number 2, Lukyanchuk. Taylor, Hardy, and he wins a corner. There's another good block by Lukyanchuk. But Hardy getting advantage there because it's the first time this evening that Ivan Zotko has made an error like that. And Hardy was ready to pounce.
Yeah, he's quick off the mark.
Into the area, away by Vakulko. Scotland trying to take the corner quickly there. Campbell. McCrory just can't flick that one on. It's going to run through to the goalkeeper. 1,130 here at McDiarmid Park. And Kenny, your man of the match this evening?
I'd love to say it was an attacking player, but tonight I'm going to go for Ross McCrory. I think I can pick out a couple of mistakes he's made, which says it all about how accomplished his performance has been, whether it's been bringing the ball out from the back, reading danger. I just think he's looked accomplished in all aspects of his game tonight. So tonight's choice is Ross McCrory.
And he takes the free kick, blasts it long, looking for Hardy. Kovalenko going down, and the referee says he dived, and that's good refereeing there because he just went down looking for something late in the game into stoppage time, and the assistant referee shows 4 minutes of added on time, 4 minutes to be played here. Ross McCrory, the man of the match. Can he try and help out in an attacking sense just now? Scotland still going for it. Morgan trying to get away from, it was Luskovic there, who just waiting for the touch before going down. Frustrating but intelligent.
90 minutes on the clock, second change for Ukraine. Leaving the park is number 17, Alexander Zinchenko.
And Zinchenko going off. He has put in a good shift this evening. And it is Volodymyr Shepelev coming on. Zinchenko taking his time about it as well, as we're into stoppage time. Shepelev coming on. The Dynamo Kiev man, 20-year-old. Lennon can blast clear. Away by McKenna.
Scotland's Ross McCrory.
Campbell and Taylor trying to win it back. Scotland get the throw. Kalachenko going down. Fulton. McKenna. Blasted forward, looking for right. Header back to Lennon by Zotko, which is a good one. Kalachenko getting to the byline. Is there another one here for Ukraine? Nope, that's a side netting. And over it goes. Another sub for Ukraine to waste a bit of time.
Change for Ukraine, leaving at the
Coming
park
on,
is
it's
number 21,
Belenki, Stanislav Belenki. Had a couple of chances against England. And it is Artem Bezidin going off. Got a double against Scotland last time, nothing this evening, but he'll be happy with the 3 points if indeed they managed to hold out. So Artem Bezidin going off, and Stanislav Belenki of Olympic Donetsk coming on, the 19-year-old.
This is part of that game management we were talking about earlier on, using every trick in the book to wind the clock down. And why wouldn't you? You do the same in their position.
Fulton going along again.
Scotland have committed Scott McKenna up the pitch.
Scott,
really going
right.
for broke now.
McKenna doing enough there. Malin. looking to get Morgan involved. The old St Mirren partnership linking up. Morgan's cross to the back post. McKenna's there, across the face for right. Great defending by Zotko, and Ukraine clear. McCrory into the back of Balenki.
That's so unlucky from Scotland, from the ball across goal from Morgan. The header down from McKenna was perfect.
And Malin has gifted possession, Mikhailichenko, and it's Kovalenko in here. Opportunity knocking, it's 2, and it is all 3 points for Ukraine. It is Viktor Kovalenko winning the game in the last minute of stoppage time. The 21-year-old, as Scotland had committed bodies forward, it was given away. Bursting forward here, and it was a good finish.
Well, I'm not going to beat them up for conceding a second goal. Scotland, listen, they committed bodies up the park, they were pushing. Sounds daft maybe, but you're as well losing 2-0 as 1-0.
Scotland just so unlucky when the ball, it was great defending by Zotko. Ukraine get the throw in, go up the field, and good touch to set himself, great finish. But as you say, Scotland chasing the game, and nothing wrong with committing bodies forward at that stage, but Ukraine able to pick Scotland off, and that man Kovalenko has won the game for the visitors from Ukraine.
And they were going for man for man at the back there, Scotland. Just trying to push as many bodies forward as they could. And it's such a shame, because I think just a minute earlier Scotland had arguably one of the best chances of the game. Well worked team move, they deserve better. There we go.
Well, the full-time whistle sounds, and it is defeat for Scott Gemmill and Scotland. Ukraine have won this one by 2-0. A goal in injury time in the first half, and a goal in injury time in the second half. And Scotland did have their chances, but that man Kovalenko winning the game for Ukraine with a tidy finish, low beyond Ryan Fulton, and the small batch of Ukrainian supporters here in Perth will go home happy. 3 points for them. It's finished Scotland 2, Scotland 0, Ukraine 2.
On social media at Scottish FA or via the website. Have a safe journey home, and we'll catch you back again.
Well, the opening goal scored in stoppage time at the end of the first half, and the Ukrainians maybe a bit fortuitous with this one.
Yeah, but it's all about Bezidine hanging the ball into a dangerous area. A couple of fortunate deflections from their point of view, but you put the ball in those situations, sometimes get the breaks.
Yeah, deflected off McKenna's head in a move that Boryachuk started and finished in the end. Bezidine going for the shot, it hit off the head of McKenna, off Campbell's chest, but fair play to Boryachuk getting into the box and being able to poke it home from close range, but it came at the worst possible time for Scotland, this, Kenny.
It did, just when they were looking to build up a bit of momentum, and this really did prove a setback. Nothing McKenna or Campbell could have done about that, but as you say, important to highlight that the striker was willing to follow in.
It's so unlucky that for Scotland, and that was just on the stroke of half time. Scotland's best chance of the game, this one unlucky, McKenna.
Yeah, and we've talked about McKenna's strength in the air. I think he was involved in Scotland's 2 best chances. Great looping cross, McKenna aggressive to meet it, so unlucky not to score.
Yeah, Luskovic clearing that one off the line. So important that for Ukraine, and McKenna showing his prowess in the air, but just unlucky. There's nothing, he did everything right, and sometimes you have to credit the clearance. And again McKenna in a forward position, but he would probably appreciate the defending here from Ivan Zotko.
Well, McKenna's cushion header back was like an experienced target man strike. A great ball initially from Morgan. Just thought the right was going to tuck that one away, but credit to the defence. It's a great last-ditch block.
And well, Scotland were unable to take that chance. Ukraine go up the field after Scotland gave away possession, committing bodies forward, and it was Viktor Kovalenko steering the ball beyond Ryan Fulton. Great finish.
And as we said, Scotland committed bodies up the park, so we're not going to hang them out to dry for being caught short.
Absolutely.
Numbers.
Yeah, it was a good through ball by Mikhailichenko, and the man from Shakhtar Donetsk was able to steer it beyond Fulton. Scotland going for it, and no shame in that one. That's just unlucky in the end. Good finish, credit the finish, and that is why Ukraine have won this game. Kenny, just briefly, we come to the end of the calendar year. Scotland, having played 5 games, are on 7 points. What's your thoughts to the start to the campaign?
I think it's been mixed. Listen, there have been some highs from the win over the Netherlands to the lows maybe of the last double header, but I look around the team and you can see progress in individuals and as the collective, so as you would expect me to say, I'm reasonably optimistic about the rest of the campaign.
Andorra to come in the spring away from home, but we'll leave you here in Perth. The full-time score is Scotland 0, Ukraine 2.